And Batistuta and Simeone are ready. The always colorful Jorge Campos in net for Mexico, trying to keep things rather boring while Sergio Goycochea tries to recapture the magic. The Copa America '93 final is underway, and so much history on display here. Two of the greatest scorers of all time anywhere, Hugo Sanchez and Gabriel Batistuta, on display going head to head.
Just one interesting historic note, Phil. Both of these teams in the final came out of Group C. So they played each other in group play. Argentina and Mexico 1-1 back on June 20th of that year. Ruggeri scoring for the Argentines in Patino for El Tri.
First foul of the game against the Mexicans. And a free kick. Keep an eye on the back. Argentina loves to pull up the flanks, although very strong in the middle as well, with Diego Simeone trying to keep. Ball launched forward. Nacho Ambriz heads it clear. Now pushed forward. Acosta, the early shot, smothered by Campos.
That's Acosta. Of course, it wasn't just Batistuta up front for the Argentines. Beto Acosta, a proven goal scorer alongside the goal-scoring legend, Batigol.
Nacho Ambriz pushing forward in towards the attack as Zage reaches over, drops it back. Claudio Suarez launching it long upfield. The Emperor has his pass intercepted, but regrouped, and on the near side, Patino. Mexico pushing forward. Ramon Ramirez. Zage. Sanchez was there, but the flag comes up, and a helping hand of thanks from Sergio Goycochea. That was close.
Well, certainly no lack of pace in the beginning, was there? I mean, Argentina coming forward very quickly, and now Mexico blasting forward with several players.
A little too long for everyone, and no problem for Campos. The pressure pushing forward. Diego Simeone in the center of the park as the ball pushed down the line, and then back in towards Campos's net.
Well, that takeaway by Fabian Basualdo, one of the veterans from the '91 team. In the right back spot for Argentina.
Acosta off to the corner, then pushed up the line to Gorosito. Basualdo will take the throw. Call another. It will be a throw, says the Brazilian referee Marcio Resende. Trying to spin into the corner. Acosta gets the cross, but deflected. Resende saying it's going to be off the deflection. A few chats from Ramirez, and it will be a free kick for Mexico. Basualdo flying forward, gets enough of it. There's Oscar Ruggeri sending it long upfield. Over to Claudio Suarez. Talked about the attackers, Ruggeri and Suarez, two legends in their own right. Nice bit of work from Redondo, trying to start the break. Dummies it through. Simeone tries to switch, but it's intercepted. And now Mexico pushing forward. Simeone cleans up his own mistake. Redondo, graceful as ever in the midfield, pushes it to Batistuta, who's knocked to the turf, and another free kick coming up for Argentina.
A beautiful little move by Simeone. Just a little dummy there to help out his teammate. Lets it run. Batistuta gets hit from behind that time by Juan Ramirez.
Jorge Campos Some might say 5'10", probably closer to 5'7", but an imposing keeper despite his height. Argentina will not find it easy to put the ball past him. This shot deflected off the free kick. Our first corner of the game.
Truly one of the unique players in the modern era of the game, Phil. Talking about Campos, a guy who could play so well in goal and, of course, known for playing up front as well. Extremely rare.
Ball deflected across. Good look at Simeone, who's saying his shirt was tugged. Quickly taken again by Argentina. Want to keep the ball in motion, but Redondo knocked down. And it looks as though Resende's starting to think about the pocket, but at this point, keeping the cards in check. Coming up down the line, the cross from Altamirano, the shot towards goal, and Campos was there. Gorosito with his first opportunity of the day.
Well, this is Pipo Gorosito in front. Beautiful cross. But the ex-River Plate and San Lorenzo man can't quite get all of it on the right place. Gorosito also played in Austria for a short time in 89-91 for Swarovski Tirol. Also played in Japan in his career. So many interesting stories about these players.
Gorosito awaiting the touch. Instead, he'll chip it forward. Simeone saying he was grabbed again. Adding in was Ruggeri, his 2 cents, and Resende returns it. He doesn't look too happy about it. Now on the break, keep an eye. Spinning forward, Ambris as he steps up from the back, and now he's knocked down. And a foul against Argentina. Basualdo, Ruggeri, Borelli, and Altamirano along the back. Redondo and Simeone, the spine of the Argentine midfield. Acosta and Gorosito handling the flanks. Meanwhile, Gabriel Batistuta working on it very closely with Zapata towards the attack. Now the shot pushed wide. Goycochea getting down. Looked like Garcia Aspe with that powerful left foot.
Well, Goycochea making his reputation, of course, just a few years earlier in 1990 in the World Cup, but known for saving penalties. He did in this tournament there. He makes a nice save from the run of play on the shot.
Well, we've already talked about the 2 striking tandems and the 2 central defensive leaders on these teams. Redondo, a little bit different than Garcia Aspe, although they'll play the same role. Redondo has a little bit more freedom in that central holding midfield because he has a player with the bite of Diego Simeone in front of him. For Mexico, it's a little bit reversed. The bite in the back from Garcia Aspe with the grace of Galindo in the attack. But one thing that bodes well for Argentina here today, there you see the 17 stepping forward. Benjamin has not gotten many touches of the ball yet. Tries to get to it here, but stolen away. Simeone slams in, and he's whistled for the foul.
Well, you do notice
it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, when they lose the ball, Argentina, they're back so quickly in a pack to pressure the ball at midfield. Challenge at midfield there. Simeone in there.
Ball deflected to the far side. Basualdo over to Gorosito. Deflects to the inside, and now trying to push forward was Ramirez, and taken away. The foul called. Campos in nets for Mexico. Raul Gutierrez and Juan Ramirez on the flanks. Ambris, who will push forward with Suarez in the mid. Patino and Ramon Ramirez on the outside of the mid, with Garcia Aspe and Galindo in the center. Sanchez in the center of the attack with Zage. Luis Roberto Alves, the Brazilian legacy, will be playing the flanks normally on the left. Tall, graceful player. Doesn't really use his height that much, but when you have feet like his, you don't need to. Ball forward for Ugol. Back out towards the flank. Ramirez lifts it in. Zage does try and get ahead to it, but stolen away, and now to the midfield. Quickly closed down by the Mexican defense. Nacho Ambriz. Here's Patino. Tries to get a little greedy with it. Stolen away. Suarez. All the way back to Juan Ramirez. Zage with some space. Gets rid of it quickly. The back heel from Galindo finds no one. Off balance cross to the near side. Acosta. Simeone sticks the boot out, gets it off Gutierrez, but Suarez back to help.
Well, that's good defending. Also a good recovery by Simeone, but he couldn't quite get to the ball after he got back up that time. This is what you would expect to see in a final. Neither team is giving up anything. Whenever they lose the ball, it's an immediate race to get it back.
Ball slips through for Batistuta. Gonzalez gets a boot on it. This the largest of the stadiums here in Ecuador for the '93 Copa America, their first hosting role. Most of the stadiums in the 20s, slightly larger at the Olímpico Atahualpa in Quito, but nearly 90,000 can squeeze in, and many are wearing green and the celeste and white. Batistuta trying to poach and almost gets there, but Campos so quick off the line.
Here's that play again. Campos, as you say, Phil, was out so quickly. Not a chance that time, but a good idea by the Argentines.
Zage on the flank. Ramirez, who already had a spectacular goal. Actually, Garcia Aspe pushing up on the left side. Garcia Aspe pushing up on the left side. Ramon Ramirez from a similar spot, able to score against Ecuador to help Mexico get here. Sanchez comes out, loves to juggle, gets hit by Ruggeri. Play on. Batistuta the target again. Juan Ramirez over, knocks it aside. Mentioned both of these teams coming from Group C.
Well, Mexico got in to the out of the group play, I should say, because they were one of the better third-place teams. So,
well, when you take a look, their very first Copa America game was a disappointment against Colombia. Zage scored to equalize near the hour mark, but they gave up a goal 3 minutes from time. Give credit to Mejia Barón as he got this team refocused. Of course, it does help when you have that third-place wild card. But many thought that the two CONCACAF teams would be lambs to the slaughter. The U.S. was 3 and out after a difficult draw against Venezuela that officially eliminated them. But Mexico holding on and advancing all the way to the final. 8th foul, by the way, against Mexico so far. Only 3 whistled against Argentina. Nice work out of the back. Will it stay in play? Yes. Patino up the line. It's Zage. Deflected wide off the tackle. Look how far over Altamirano had to come. It'll be a corner kick for Mexico.
Well, if you turn the clock forward from back in 1993, change the hairstyles and the short length a little bit, you might be able to see a little bit of Borghetti and Zage. Kind of the tall player, the rangy player, good in the air, but also good with the feet for a tall guy.
Ball pushed back into the corner as Gustavo Zapata stepping forward against his counterpart, Galindo. Galindo sweeps it in front. Goycochea in front of Sanchez. Goycochea checks in about 6'2". Sanchez 5'10", maybe 5'11" on a good day. But watch out with his leg whip, that patented bicycle kick, and a ferocity inside the area. Goicoechea is going to have to be on his toes.
Well, he has been, or was on his toes, I should say, Phil, looking back in this tournament. Penalties were so important. Argentine players didn't miss, and Goicoechea came up big in the penalty kick save against Colombia.
Ruggeri long. Deflected back. Suarez the foul over Batistuta. Mentioned their hookup right across town at the Capwell. "14 minutes in, Patino scored. He's on the ball again for Mexico. He was equalized by Ruggeri in the 28th. Still no score here. So the 1-1 draw let Mexico know they could play with them. But here comes Batistuta. Rolls it past Campos. Just wide. Good through ball. Great run. And a touch unlucky on the shot.
Well, it was started by Gorosito. He played it forward to Simeone. Simeone immediately takes this space quickly, draws a defender, fights one off, lays it off to Batistuta, who just misses. He doesn't miss often. Incredible efficiency, Batistuta, in his career, not just for the clubs, for Fiorentina, of course Roma as well, but for the national team.
Ball forward for Galindo, back for Zage. Lays it off for Ramirez. Gorosito switches. Simeone.
Well
Gutierrez does a good job to slow him down, and here's Patino.
It's that help defending once again making the difference.
Patino trying to take it all the way down to the corner. Double teamed. Knocked aside, and it's going to be a throw-in for Mexico. U.S. actually helped Mexico make it here. It's the two best third-place teams. Paraguay with 3 points. Mexico actually advanced with 2 after their draw against Argentina. They had a scoreless draw with Bolivia. That goal differential of -1, their loss against Colombia in the first, just better than Venezuela's, who, if the U.S. had not forced the comeback, would have advanced. Throw into Galindo. Things starting to slow down into the final here at the Monumental. Zage coming over to the right side and gets a hard welcome from Ricardo Altamirano. Enough, says Resende. After their 1-1 draw against Mexico, Argentina, another 1-1 draw against Colombia. So their 1-0 victory over Bolivia, good enough for them to advance. And eventually the two sides would hook up here with all the marbles on the line. Blasted through Ambris, deflected slightly Ruggeri, cleared long upfield, and Campos well off of his line to regroup. In the quarterfinals, Mexico doubled up Peru 4-2. Here's Ambris' blast to the middle. Argentina needed Goicoechea's help again. And another penalty kick shootout to knock off their arch rivals Brazil. Argentina also advanced on penalties to beat Colombia to get to the final, while Mexico did it in regulation, beating Ecuador by that 2-0 count, and a brilliant goal from Ramon Ramirez to set the stage. That followed Hugo Sanchez's 23rd minute tally. Still no score, 20th minute here, trying to change it. Suarez deflected near side. Batistuta and Redondo back even on the defense. Crossed in Gutierrez. Glancing header. There's Batistuta flipping it out far side. Poorly touched. Ramon Ramirez almost gives it away, and now cleaning the deck was Gustavo Zapata.
You look back at this Argentine team, the combination of skill players, goal scorers, moving midfielders like Simeone, and then the hard players like that play by Zapata, and the goalkeeper, of course. They really had all the elements of a great team.
Headed clear. Flipped back Gorosito. Back to the midfield. And again, it's Ramirez. Nacho Ambriz stepping up into the midfield a little bit more, leaving Suarez, Ramirez, and Gutierrez to handle the defense as Goycochea shepherds this one. Across for the goal kick. Colombia beating Ecuador in that Northern Andean rivalry for the third place showdown. El Tren Valencia, the goal 4 minutes from time, the only tally in that goal. Played in Porto Viejo. And now still awaiting our first tally here. Midway point approaching, and another foul against Mexico, their 10th. Chipped forward. Costa very good on the flanks. Tries to switch. Running into a buzzsaw. Juan Ramirez. Now it's Zage taken out again. Basualdo saying he got the ball. Resende saying he's got a card.
Cleared away this time. Now Zage just gets clipped from behind that time by Basualdo. Basualdo, among the leaders in appearances for Newell's, 300 appearances for the club. He played for River Plate as well. And again, Phil, part of that 91 Copa America championship team.
Good look at the Mexico bench. And there, the reserves that Basile has at his disposal.
Well, in preparing for this match, their legacy of so many of these players is so long. When you look at titles won, club play, look at a player like Redondo, played for Real Madrid from approximately 1994 to 2000, 155 appearances, and then he went and played for AC Milan, where he was injured and actually refused to accept some of the wages from the club because he was hurt. Now,
can you imagine that happening today?
It's really impossible to think of that happening today, in particular in the U.S. with professional athletes. But that tells you so much about the character of these players.
Back for Campos. Mexico seems to be trying to draw Argentina out, also perhaps admittedly just trying to run the clock down a little bit. Should Argentina let them. The fans here not that happy. A little reach-in foul, and Mexico will get it again off the restart. Cleared far side. No chance for Ramon Ramirez to come back and get it.
Well, again, the two teams met in group play, so if there were any jitters for Mexico about being in a final or facing Argentina, of course, it was taken away because they'd seen each other before and played against each other before in the tournament.
Another throw-in. Well, Mexico can do this. Just try and delay, slow things down, but against a team with Gabriel Batistuta and Alberto Acosta up front, it could come back to bite them. They're going to need to do something to try and hold the ball on the other half of the field, because Galindo, Sanchez, and Zaguinho are getting very field, because Galindo, Sanchez, and Zaguinho are getting very few touches. 20 minutes left to go here in the first half. Nacho Ambriz deflecting it. Pushed back by Basualdo. Back to Ambriz. Ramoncito launching it long. Here's Zague up the line. Typical Mejia Baron type build-up. Up and back. And Zague draws another foul. Whistle starting to go against the Albicelestes. They're 8th against 10 against Mexico.
Well, they won't mind that much near midfield.
Here's Patino, gets around Batistuta. Gutierrez on the overlap, earns a corner kick. This the 36th edition of the Copa America. Many people were wondering as they finally opened up the competition to teams outside of South America. Unlike Europe, again, you have to consider in CONMEBOL only 10 teams, so gets to be very much a family affair after 70 or 80 years. Launched to the back post, cleared away Ruggeri briefly, and then gets some help to get it out of the danger zone. Regrouped by Juan Ramirez. And off to the flank. Many wondered how the CONCACAF teams would do. Here's Zague. Deflected. Garcia Aspe. And eventually looked like it was off an Argentine boot, but Resende says goal kick.
Good
U.S.
work.
didn't embarrass themselves. Mexico obviously proving they should be here.
And just again, if viewers want to know how far the U.S. have come, just take a look at the roster from 1993 in that Copa America. I think there were 2 or 3 players that were actually identified with clubs. The rest were just U.S. soccer. The evolution continues.
And again in 1995, and we'll have another retrospective on that, the U.S. even more successful, making it to the semifinals. And you started to sense that golden generation take root. A lot more pro sides there. And after 95, and of course the 94 World Cup, even more. Ball blasted in front for Batistuta. He is so dangerous. Reached around, almost got a boot on it, deflected wide, and there's Ramon Ramirez, Mr. Mexico, cutting back. Juan Ramirez pushing forward. Argentina gets it back. Redondo switches for Batistuta, and he is offside.
Well, he was marked well on the play before by Suarez in there. Decent ball in to Batistuta, but Suarez was right on him. This is the next play, the offside decision. Batistuta actually grew up initially playing basketball, and then when he saw Kempes play, that was all it took. Devoted the rest of his life to football, and what a life it has been for him.
Ball rolled through for Batistuta. Player down. Resende says play on. Here's Ramirez. Inside for Nacho. Ambriz switches. Argentina looking to defend their crown and also move atop the overall haul. Currently tied with their other arch rival, Uruguay.
Beautiful quality. Gorosito really had a beautiful first half for Argentina. Everything he was doing was correct.
Heading towards the 30th minute. Ball in front for Campos, no problem. Good work by Mexico to get out of the back. Here's where it seems to slow down a bit. Kind of ironically, that's where Simeone and Redondo start to step up. Garcia Aspe. Ambriz. Lifting it over Gorosito. Ramirez. Sanchez. Ramon Ramirez to the middle. Blasts it across. He'll get a corner for his efforts as it deflects off Zapata.
Well, the space for Mexico was really on that far side in the first half. It that time exploited again. Earlier it was Zague working down there. This time it ends up Ramon Ramirez showing how effective he really was as a two-way player.
Shot doesn't quite reach the target. Mexico gets the deflection again. Ambris. Nice ball as he whips it across. Almost dipped in. Nacho Ambris just missing out.
Inside out. Good strike that time by Nacho. Of course, his face familiar today as the assistant to Javi Aguirre. Look at this again, Phil. A little bit of an opening that time. Defender actually backed up just enough for Ambris to get that shot away.
Trip from behind. Ramon Ramirez getting a helping hand. Rosito and Zapata linking up on that right side. I'm a little bit surprised that Mexico has not been a little bit more successful coming down their right side. Simeone Redondo leaning more to the middle. Well, it's only this man, Altamirano, controlling the left flank, and Mexico has not gone at him. Here's Gorosito again. Headed up by Ruggieri. Was it deflected? Ramon Ramirez challenging enough. Zapata trying to talk his team, the dentist. Guess you could say he's filled the holes on this Mexican side. Well, you could. Probably shouldn't. Nacho again. Ramirez deflects forward, slips through on the overlap. Galindo to Sanchez. Slips across to Patino. Patino went for the near post. You could see that frustrated leap in the middle by Zage. A touch too selfish from the midfielder.
But a good counter by El Tri on this play. They move forward very quickly. One of the few times they really got the Argentine defenders a little bit off balance in terms of tracking back. Again, the basis of terrific defending when you think about it. Argentina gave up very few goals, and Mexico as well was so solid defensively in the tournament.
This is the third time the tournament's been held in Ecuador. Argentina won the first way back in 1947. In 59, the team that they're currently tied with in the overall championship haul, Uruguay, victorious. So Uruguay watching as Argentina looks for their fourth.
Good work that time by Garcia.
Zapata infringing. Galindo will wait. Nacho comes over. He's got a good shot, and Galindo will leave it for him. Instead, actually stepping in was Garcia Aspe with that powerful left. Deflects away. Batistuta. Underrated part of his game is helping out on the defensive side. Garcia Aspe came in, and he leaves a mark. The yellow card already out. As Nocio Resende pulling out yellow for the second time. Garcia Aspe joins the Argentine Basualdo in the book. Of course, for Alberto Garcia Aspe, it is not an unfamiliar place to be in the yellow card column. 1991, the last Copa America, as Argentina outlasted Brazil 3-2 in the final in Chile. Had to meet a little bit earlier in this tournament thanks to Sergio Goycochea. Argentina victorious again. Ooh, that could look like it could have been a two-cleated challenge from Gorosito, but
I'm not sure he's going in Looks like he's just going in to try to block the ball.
Here's Batistuta. There's Campos. And Suarez clears long.
Only a player as quick as Campos could break up that play. Batistuta was there. It was all but the final touch for a goal for Argentina. And Campos, again, is so quick, Phil.
On the break. Galindo through. Sanchez. Bumped off the ball at the last moment by Ruggieri, and no sympathy from the referee or the crowd.
For a challenge by Ruggieri.
Ruggieri, and no sympathy from the referee or the crowd.
For a challenge by Ruggieri.
Forgive me, says Simeone. Perhaps a little message sent. Won't be the first or last time that Aspe and Simeone do battle. Gutierrez rolls it back. Talked about these two teams earning their stripes to get here today. Aspe teaming up on that far side. Ramirez flips. Heads it to the corner. He'll track it down himself. Ramon Ramirez, nice bit of work. Where's the number 5? But he's a creator out on the flank.
Really just a good display there of his skill, being pressured.
The Brazilian referee not giving him the benefit of the doubt, and now Mexico takes it back again. Touched inside by Ramirez. Top of the box, get up, says the Descende. Hugo Sanchez having a few parting words as he runs through. Take a look.
We can't see it on that replay.
And Sanchez gets the yellow card, and now it's Ruggieri who is down.
Very good piece of work again by El Tri on that play. Zaghi played it well. They did get spaces in between the Argentine defenders in this match. You could see that was an example. And again, most of it from the far side. Here it is again. Ooh.
Just bumping into Basualdo. Hard to tell from that angle. Took a look. Couldn't tell. Looked like it might have been Zapata who was signaling to the sideline about getting a sub ready. And now so does the trainer. Oscar Ruggieri's day looks like it's over. And it's Cáceres loosening up. And it looks like our first substitution is going to come by way of injury here in the early going, just 7 minutes from halftime. And this is a big one. Cáceres, a very good defender in his own right. But Oscar Ruggieri is a legend.
Well, no question about that. Cáceres comes on. He did play in La Liga for 3 different clubs. Zaragoza from 93 to 96. Valencia 96 to 98. Also played for Celta. So you mentioned, Phil, not the experience of Ruggieri, but still a quality player coming on. Cáceres would end up with 31 caps for Argentina.
There's a better look at it, and hard to argue with the referee when he's standing a step away. So Oscar Alfredo Ruggieri exits. Ruggieri 21 Copa America games in his career. That's a record for Argentina. But his day is over. 40 minutes in, 5 minutes from halftime.
Well, Ruggieri with one of those resumes that's just too long to go into here. But again, 3 World Cups, 97 caps. As you mentioned, Phil, 21 matches in the Copa America.
Mexico doing well so far. And Hugo Sanchez has been a very lonely character up front. Touched inside by Juan Ramirez. Here's Sanchez, but going the wrong way. Slides it through for Zage, who is tied up well. Looked like it might have been Simeone staying back on the set play.
Zage did well to break free there, and it was just a little bit off that pass by Sanchez, or he would have had an opportunity at goal. Zage was really impressive off the ball, Phil. He makes this run maybe just a little bit too much ahead of him by Sanchez. This guy, just again, what a tournament in terms of goalkeeping it was back in 1993 with Campos, Goicoechea, 2 very interesting personalities.
Still no score. 4 minutes from halftime. And a bump in Gorosito's persistent infringement. Finally paying off. Another yellow card. Second against Argentina. Resende obviously brought the 6-pack. And he's not afraid to share the cards. Chance at the top of the box.
Beautiful piece of work by Redondo there, just dancing back and forth, eluding defenders. Batistuta triple teamed in that sequence.
Campos taking his time. Things settling down. You can hear some of the Mexican fans in the crowd here today. And they'll start to build in crescendo as Ramon Ramirez on that flank. Deflected away. Throw in for Mexico. He wanted a run up front, I think, from Sanchez. Now he might get it off the throw. Kofke down into the corner. Slammed across Goicoechea. 2 straight penalty kick shootouts. Will we have a third in a row? Patino. But look how quickly Argentina is able to get the defenders behind the attackers. Another long shot from Ambris deflects out, and Argentina trying to get something. Mentioned in the first 15 minutes, all in Mexico's half. They haven't gotten a lot of shots. Mexico has done a better job holding on to possession.
Well, the combination that time of Patino and Sanchez nearly worked out. Again, it's broken up. But both of those players good in small spaces, dribbling, looking for openings.
Gutierrez. Another foul against Gorosito. Galindo almost hit the referee, who was fooled probably even more than Argentina was on that restart. Tino. Galindo again bypassed. That could hurt Mexico. Possession on the clock and on the field here. The shot from Batistuta would not have counted anyway.
And again, it's good defending by the Mexicans. They react well. A little opening here. Simeone touches it through, but they're in good position. The flag goes up.
Lindsay, things seem to have settled a touch here. Mexico trying to lull Argentina, who at the moment seem to be content to go into the dressing room in a scoreless draw. Zage to the corner. Garcia Aspe. He could take advantage here. Trying to get around Basualdo. The ball does. And out for the corner kick. Fourth of the game for Mexico. Hugo wants to take this before the halftime whistle. Trying to harass Goycochea. Touch. Launched in, edge of the 6, cleared away. Juan Ramirez. Ramon Ramirez. Ball blasted by Garcia Aspe, and too much on that left foot.
Well, a couple of strong crosses from that side in the first half. But Mexico again looked impressive. They pushed the ball forward, not afraid to take on players, forcing Argentina to fall back and defend. But that was fine for Argentina, as you say, perfectly content. They'd been in the penalty kick situation before in the tournament, so confident about their team and waiting for that one opportunity, perhaps Batistuta.
Ball lifted forward. Chance on the break. Acosta, a rare touch. Haven't seen Acosta much for the last 20 minutes. That might be why. Ramon Ramirez coming up the middle as this cross easily grabbed, and Campos starts the break. Gets it back. No advantage develops, so a foul and a free kick for Mexico. Can't be much time left. Ambris and Garcia Aspe wouldn't want to be in the wall here. Ambris, and the first half comes to a close. One more person taking a look at the trainer. Abraham Nava sitting on the bench. Pumas defender not in this game, but Luis Garcia is. Patino is out. Patino, some success, but nothing to show for it in the first half. Mentioned that Mexico was going to try and, or was going to need to give Hugo Sanchez some help up front if they were going to get on the board. And Luis Garcia is about as good as it gets. Garcia now with Atletico Madrid, ex of Club América. Guy who was more the slasher, while Sanchez sometimes seems to take the scenic route towards goal. He knows where the most direct route is. Very familiar playing with Zage as well, so that should help.
And I think that was a factor for looking back. Baron was probably very pleased with his team's performance in the first half. Zage in particular was a thorn in the Argentine defense.
Garcia Aspe challenging, but then gets a game of monkey in the middle. Ball knocked back, Gorosito. Redondo launches it. Simeone off to the flank. And there's Garcia actually playing some defense on the right. Now, if they're going to play him as a right mid, and understand everyone has defensive responsibilities, that would be a mistake from Mejia Baron. Luis Garcia is one of those guys that needs to be towards the center of the pitch. Of course, with Hugo Sanchez, there's not a lot of room there. Sanchez trying to direct traffic. Told Zage to go to the flank. Instead, he takes the shot. Sanchez was there for a rebound that never came.
Again, those long strides from Zage, taking up and moving forward very quickly for Mexico.
The real story of this tournament, just prior to these teams hooking up, was the host nation, Ecuador. Ball deflected out, and Zage will take the throw. Went through their first 4 matches, winning every one, until they ran into El Tri to fall 2-0. So Mexico putting an end to the Ecuadorian buzzsaw and earning a spot in the final themselves.
Well, when you look back, you look at the talent level at all the teams in this tournament.
Well, there was a golden generation throughout. Off to the far side again, Raul Gutierrez. In for Garcia, one of his first touches. Ramon Ramirez wants some movement, but everything seems to be staying in the center of the park, and he's not happy about it. Comes back to help win a throw-in, though. And you talked about some of the great players. Chile, with that great Colo-Colo aside, and players like Fabio Estay from U de Chile, Zambrano, Zamorano. Ecuador with Alex Aguinaga leading his probably one of the prime generations in Ecuadorian soccer. Here's Garcia taking the ball off the boot. Sanchez tries to return the favor, and then Garcia and Zage bang into each other, and the ball bounces free.
Oh, that was a shame, wasn't it? Everything was done so well on that play. Sanchez flips it over. Zage and Garcia, they collide here. A little bit of a misunderstanding, and look at that. Comes right straight out to the Argentine defense.
Take a look at Paraguay. Chilavert, Struay in the midfield. Gamarra, Celso Ayala in the back. Roberto Cabañas, at that time playing with Boca Juniors.
One of my favorite players of all time. Really a spectacular, skilled player.
For Peru, the Nene Cubillas era was long over. Percy Olivares, Roberto Martinez, Roberto Palacios, as Chori was there with Dario Mucho Trigo, Valdir Sainz. They were struggling with the legendary players in this Copa America tournament. Blasted long, offside, trap pulled, and Argentina bit. Second of the game against the Albicelestes.
Well, so far nearly played to perfection by Mexico back there. Would it continue? Or would Argentina get the break they'd been looking for?
For Uruguay, they had Marcelo Saralegui, Adrian Paz, name familiar for many MLS fans in the early days. Ball switched by Galindo, who seems to be dropping a little deeper in the midfield with Luis Garcia in. A chance to spin in, but knocked aside. No chance for Hugo, but out for the corner kicks. Fifth of the game for Mexico.
Just tipped away by Borelli on that play.
Uruguay also with a dynamic duo up front, Ruben Sosa and Enzo Francescoli. Ball deflected in front, and there's Goycochea. Of course, Uruguay's pieces of the puzzle would eventually fall together in the next tournament that they would host. América, these retrospectives on the finals. Keep it tuned. We've got all the recent finals and plenty of stars and goals on display. Into the corner. Of course, you mentioned that U.S. side. And Tony Meola was playing with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, but that was not the NASL version. It was the comeback afterwards that perhaps eventually started the ground. Doyle, Clay Koyman, who was actually captaining Cruz Azul in Mexico at the time. Along the back. Midfield of Bruce Murray and Tab Ramos. Peter Remise up front. Kobe Jones was still with his dreadlock starter kit at that point, rather than the senior 37-year-old version we have seen of late.
Did you have to say senior? I mean, I'm sure he resents that.
Just had his birthday, celebrated with a goal. Not a bad way to celebrate. Brad Friedel still going strong. Going to take a look at the guys who are now coaches or assistants. Fernando Clavijo, Chris Henderson.
Well, there's some guy named Lawless that was on that roster too that just made some comments about the EPL.
Just a touch. And then Jeff Agus trying to pull a few strings for Bruce Arena up in New York. Mike Lapper also an assistant right now. That was, again, like you said, a lot of, don't want to call them amateurs, but that was the time that Boer was putting all the pieces together. Playing, seemed like sometimes 70 games a year. But it would pay off. Now a chance as Hugo lays it out for Garcia Aspe on the flank. Top of the box cross deflected wide. Still no score in the 53rd minute. We've still got a long way to go before we hit the record. In fact, the way the rules have changed, we will never have as long a final as they had way back in 1919. 150 minutes. Played the full 90 scoreless between Brazil and Uruguay. And then played 2 extra time. Bit of work here into the area. Simeone, but he forgot something, and Claudio Suarez pushes it wide.
Well, another fine piece of defending by Suarez there. Just good play overall, Phil, by Simeone as well as the defender Suarez. See Suarez there, he doesn't really make a lot of contact. He waits for that ball to come off the foot of Simeone and just pokes it away. That's all he had to do on that play.
In the second half, a little bit of a shirt tug by Nacho Ambriz, but it looks like they'll call the earlier foul against Alberto Acosta, and Mexico quickly out to Zaguinho. Brazil, they would also hook up again in 67, a 3-0 victory.
It was interesting, Phil, in this match. In the 55 minutes in, Mexico really was having maybe a little bit of an edge in terms of getting into the attacking third. Argentina playing a little bit more defense.
Garcia Aspe. Foul against Redondo.
But you had to feel really good if you were a Mexican at this point in this championship match.
Goycochea still in goal. Ruggieri substituted by Cáceres in the first half due to an injury. Oswaldo, Borelli, Altamirano along the back. Redondo, Simeone, Zapata, Gorosito in the midfield with Acosta and Batistuta up front. We still haven't really seen many of those traditional displays of Batistuta on the break. Give credit to Mexico. Garcia Aspe, Nacho Ambriz helping to stop those forays before they get to Gutierrez, Suarez, Ramirez, and especially Campos. A couple of times they've sent the ball in for Batistuta, who drops back on defense, but Campos has done a very good job controlling his area. This is where things break down. Galindo not having a great game, not seeing a lot of touches, but when he does get it, that one's stolen away. Patino substituted for Garcia, who steps in alongside Ramon Ramirez in the attack for Mexico. Mexico actually more shots than Argentina right now, but not much to trouble Goycochea. Ball stolen back by Gutierrez down the flank.
Very confident, very composed.
Zage drops it back. His dad played his professional. Zage drops it back. His dad played his professional ball in Mexico. So Zage actually had the chance to go back to Brazil, where his roots are, or Mexico, and chose Mexico. Mejia Barón and the Mexican fans very happy about that. Lifted forward. Garcia tries to control a battle of number 10s. Now Simeone dropping back. A little surprised to see him playing that deep. It works out defensively, but that's one of the reasons Argentina hasn't had much success on the turn.
That was just
Suarez from behind.
An immaculate play to get out of trouble back there by the Argentine defender. I think it was Cáceres. This is the play after.
Suarez joining Sanchez and Garcia. Aspe in the book. Basualdo and Gorosito for Argentina. Raul Gutierrez. Mexico will get it back.
That was one of the few poor passes by Gorosito. It's such a good game, doing everything so well, but his passing was superb. That one was a little bit of a letdown.
Something you mentioned earlier on in regards to these two teams' road to the final, the fact that Mexico actually finished third. Neither of these teams won their group. It was Colombia that snuck in, only to be sidelined. Zage, and look at Hugo. Near post and still waiting.
You can see it. That's a nice pass. Hit hard enough. Zage runs out to meet it on the turn, but he did have teammates screaming for the ball in the box.
You can see it. We're in the 60th minute. They better watch out. There might not be many more next times. Ball knocked aside. Redondo fouled in the process. And officially 14 fouls apiece. Ecuador winning Group A. Peru the surprise victors in Group B. Colombia Group C, but they're all watching. Our 60th minute in the book. Still no score. Ball deflects back. Batistuta tries to weave his way through, but can't. Zage. Nice bit of work to round Borelli. Take it.
Now the timing was really sharp by Basualdo. It had to be. And he challenged at the right time. Here's a replay in that. Ooh. Not so sure if he got the ball or not that time.
July 4th, 1993. Monumental Stadium in Guayaquil. The 1993 Copa America final. Bill Shane, Lindsey Dean with you. A free kick here for Argentina as they look for their 14th Copa America crown. Trying to break the top. Launched long by Gorosito. Deflected down and cleared by Mexico back to midfield. Whistle had blown. Foul over the back, and Vicente coming over to have a few words.
Redondo that time fouling.
Mention the fact that Hugo Sanchez hasn't gotten many, if any, chances. I can remember one shot from Hugo. Well, the other guy who scored has also been kept in check, the semifinal hero Ramon Ramirez, with one of the goals of the tournament. Every time he seems to try and be ready to rev the engines on the left side. If it's not Gorosito, it's Zapata. If it's not Zapata, it's Basualdo or Borelli. Throwing bodies in his way. Garcia tries to dribble through the guts, but can't. Long ball up front. Here's Batistuta. A rare break. Batistuta near post goal. Batistuta with the goal, and Argentina with the lead.
Well, they kept him in a goal. One of so many for Argentina. Look at the way he just keeps his balance, keeps focus, takes a look. Phil, that is a lethally hard-hit shot to beat Campos like that. This was an incredible strike by Batistuta. Look at the accuracy, near post. Bullet.
A little bit of a foot race, and he gets around Ramon Ramirez. Campos, not the tallest of goalkeepers, lacking a good 8 inches on the guy in the other nets on the other side, so he has to cheat and play angles. There aren't many forwards that can sneak it through a hole that small.
Well, he got the power on that shot, because when you look at the replay, Phil, the technique was flawless by Batistuta. He took a look, he looked back down at the ball, he had picked his spot, the striking leg knee was right over the ball, and just bang. He had to hit it hard to beat Campos. I'm sorry.
Second sub coming in. There you see the number 20.
I mean, this must have been so difficult for the Mexicans, because they'd played so well up to this point and had pushed the attack. And then
the challenging
one strike and they're behind.
Yellow card against Acosta. Joining Basualdo and Gorosito. 6 handed out so far by Marcio Resende. 3 apiece. Leo Rodriguez playing in Italy at Atalanta at the time. 26 years of age. Hard-nosed, speedy, good passer. And I think they feel that with Mexico having to push forward a touch, there might be a few openings on some of those passes for Argentina.
Well, that was Batistuta's second goal of the tournament. He was the leading goal scorer in the 91 Copa America with 6. But his timing is obvious. He was a tall player by some standards, for about 6'1". But again, so much physical and technical ability there on display at the same time.
And now showing a little bit of teeth and cleats, Leo Rodriguez. 15th foul against Mexico. This is the 7th meeting between these two sides. Very first one coming back in the very first World Cup, 1930. Argentina pounding them 6-3. Took 55 years before they would play their second meeting. That was in Los Angeles, Mexico's home away from home. A 1-1 draw. They would pop down to Puebla across the border for another showdown. Another 1-1 draw. Ball into the middle for Sanchez, intercepted. Argentina knows Mexico's playbook probably better than Mexico today. Fourth meeting would be 5 years later in Los Angeles again, and Mexico would actually get the win. 2-0 over Argentina in the friendly. Next year, a scoreless draw in Buenos Aires. Here in the middle, Zague tripped up, and a penalty. Hugo Sanchez points it to the spot. Marcio Resende agrees, and Zague earns a chance to equalize.
Well, this time they did connect. They did get it right. And it was a chance for Mexico to get right back in this match.
Those long legs of Zague are hard to avoid when he's dragging him on the turf.
But he came back well to stay onside on that play, Phil.
And a good ball from Galindo. Goycochea was not trying to foul, but well played by Zague, as the angle he picked, even if Goycochea tried to avoid him, it was impossible.
Well, this is how Goycochea made his reputation, obviously, saving penalties.
Benjamin Galindo probably would love to have a cigarette now to calm the nerves. But instead, more than 70,000 looking on as he stands 12 yards away from tying this game. Mention all those other head-to-head meetings. Well, even the World Cup of 30, none of them bigger than this. The shot rolled home. Mexico on the board. A goal for El Tri, and we're tied here in the 68th minute.
Well, not even Goicoechea could save this one. He guessed to the left. It went to the right.
The master of the penalties dethroned, at least for now.
But again, terrific stuff by the Mexicans, Phil. They go down a goal. They played so well in this match, and then they make it happen. Zage, he really earned that PK.
A lot of times you see a penalty and you almost have to take it with a grain of salt, but you're absolutely right, because if Goicoechea doesn't bring Zage down, he's got an empty net to shoot at, and it's on his left foot. Ball deflected out. Sixth corner of the game for El Tri. The Simeone saying it should be a throw. Never one to keep his mind quiet. Galindo again. 70th minute winding to a close. Whistle and a foul against El Tri. It's going to be a free kick. These two teams have played 6 times to this point. A win for each and 4 draws, and we're drawn again with just 20 minutes left in regulation in this 93 Copa America final. Lansing header. Back to midfield, trying to slip through. Does a good job shepherding it. Take a look here.
But again, Zage moves out.
Taking a look. Onside. Beautiful camera work. Great tape work. Almost as good as the play on the field for Mexico. No doubt about it. Unless, of course, you're sitting at home in Buenos Aires. Juan Ramirez. Ramon Ramirez. Quickly restarted. Gets it back on the break. Near side. Galindo. Early cross. That might not have been a cross. I think it might have gotten away from him, but it's still almost nestled in.
Well, I think if you look back on this game for Mexico, you can say played so well. There were a few things they might have done better. Crossing was not the best. Let's face it, they had 3 or 4 that could have had better quality. But that's admittedly nitpicking.
Ecuador's Jose Luis Dolgueta with 4 goals. That's the golden boot mark right now, and Batistuta trying to close in on that. Rodriguez gets it back on his boot, chipped to the middle, deflected away for the corner. Zage still with a chance. He's got two as well. Garcia Aspe. Patino with two. That goal off the spot for Galindo was his first of the tournament, and Hugo Sanchez also held to one goal so far. Rodriguez off the corner, headed clear by Garcia Aspe. Lifted back in, offside. Batistuta a little slow to push out. Third offside against Argentina. "17 minutes left. Luis Garcia's onside. Sanchez drops, but well covered Altamirano. If he hesitated just a bit, Garcia had Sanchez picked out.
You're right. He took two looks, actually. Had his man picked out.
Chance here on the Simeone. El Cholo runs into Suarez, gets away with it. Ball from Batistuta, nestled home. A goal for Batistuta on what appeared to be some controversy on the throw-in. Mexico too slow to react, and Batistuta with his second of the game and his third of the tournament.
Well, it was picked up very quickly by Simeone. He puts it in play right away. Batistuta, look at this. Cuts it back. This time with the left foot. Boy, does the soccer world miss this player. He gave us so many thrills. 56 goals in 78 appearances for Argentina. With the right foot, with the left foot. Here's the play that led to the goal again. Simeone picks it up right away. Suarez cannot recover to get into the middle. The rest is just
looked
beautiful.
Like it might have taken a slight deflection, which gave Campos no chance. But again, we talked about Batistuta's goal scoring, and now a hit on the other side as Rodriguez gets up a little slow. Give a lot of credit to Simeone as well. That's one of the things that made him so dangerous. It's more than just drawing red cards, as some people might be muttering, but a quick thought on this throw-in. Mexico trying to catch their breath.
That's just beautiful. The first, it's just so well done.
And the slight deflection off Ambris removed all doubt.
When you go back, Phil, and you think about Batistuta again, he deserves all the mentions that we've given him looking back in this game and so many others. In the Serie A, of course, known for the tenacious defending, 184 goals in 318 matches. Of course, you're talking primarily about Fiorentina and then Roma.
Hit from behind. Garcia Aspe draws the foul. 18th against Argentina. No love lost between these two sides. Nacho stops, tries to pop it over the back line. Argentina had the lead, gave it away, and now regain it. Another foul whistle by Marcio Resende, and Mexico wants to take it quickly. But also take a look here, and admittedly a lot harder off the throw-in than it is, a lot harder off a free kick than it is the throw-in. But while Mexico's standing around, look how many bodies Argentina throws in front of this free kick.
Well, again, but part of that was the Argentines are back there around the ball. They're not allowing the free kick to be taken quickly, unless the referee says you can't.
Resende saying to wait. Galindo very good on these services with a chance on a shot as well. So 2 goals and a yellow card. Galindo through the wall. Goycochea saw it all the way. This, the oldest international tournament in the world, started way back in 1916. And that, along with the Olympics, part of the precursor to the World Cup. Uruguay, one of the big groups to push the creation of the World Cup, and one of the big beneficiaries as well of this Copa America tournament. Starting this match, tied at 13 championships with Uruguay is Argentina. Reflected back for Basualdo. few shaky moments for the Argentine back line, but not many. Looks like the trainer's loosening up to come into the game. Costa gets it away from Garcia Aspe. Mexico seems maybe not winded, but a little out of it at the moment, trying to find their form. They thought they had it at least a little bit of breathing room with the free kick, the penalty kick from Galindo, but Argentina quickly challenged and responds.
But it was that short increase in the pace of the game, wasn't it? Just pick the ball up, throw it in. Batistuta, one touch, goal.
Launch long, no problem for Campos. Haven't seen much from Zage, maybe here. The back heel from Sanchez for Garcia, who does not give up but commits the foul. Not a smart one. That play was in danger of being pinned in the corner. Instead, it's a free kick for Argentina.
No, but it was another good foray into the middle of the Argentine defense, wasn't it, Phil? There's that little ball through. Back heel. Didn't work out, but there were some spaces in there that they did exploit up into the box at least. When you look back on this match, the difference, obviously Batistuta, but the difference in terms of the play, one throw-in, when you boil it all down, and that's really what you were dealing with.
Atlas's Luis Flores looks like he's the player that Mejia Barón believes will save Mexico. Nacho Ambriz pulling down Batistuta. Who's coming out? Luis Flores. Gutierrez, who is coming out. So sticking in an attacker, pulling out a back. They've already pulled two players off this right side. Wouldn't be surprised if Nacho Ambriz drops back even a little bit more, as Argentina a little bit worried here. Nothing vicious, but that doesn't make it hurt any less as Acosta down in a heap. As talking at the near side with the assistant referee. He's not happy with the way some of these Argentine fouls are being called, saying that basically they're just backing into the Mexicans and getting the calls. Zapata and Rodriguez standing by. Rodriguez tries to draw the foul. Rodriguez tries to draw the foul. Seems a little early to try and kill this game. Still 8 minutes left.
Well,
and it looks like another card.
They were definitely trying to bring the pace down to a walk, weren't they?
Rodriguez deflected towards the back post. Ambris is sliding over towards that right back spot, but can't hold on to possession. Not down in a heap. Simeone being told to clean things up, and let's see, did anything actually happen? Maybe a finger to the eye, but take a look here as the hand did seem to reach around. It looks as though Acosta using every single chance to delay this game even more. Rodriguez, Garcia can't get to it. Mexico struggling to get any possession at all. Rodriguez tripped up. And when this started, there were more than 10 minutes left, and now we're down to just over 6. Argentina playing very smart. Both of these sides will be fighting it out again in 2007. Batistuta most likely a commentator, while Hugo Sanchez is actually going to have his neck on the line as coach of El Tri, and hoping he has more success than he has as a goal scorer in this tournament. Simeone has a cannon. Redondo back to Simeone. Touch through for Garcia Aspe. Lifted forward. Zage! Was it a handball? Zaguinho said so, but no. Morelli again, and Cáceres as well, helping out on the defensive side.
And you said it, Phil. Beautiful help defending that time. Nice ball to Zage.
Here's Ramirez. Huge pitch here at the Monumental. A little hip check. Ramon Ramirez. None of the whistles are going Mexico's way, but again, in their debut in the South American Championship, as the guest, you're not going to get much. Mexico has made it this far by virtue of the 2-0 victory in the semis against the hosts, but finding it difficult here in the late going. Borelli.
Well, I'm quite sure, looking back, if you ask the Argentine players about this match, they will say Mexico didn't just get to the final. They were a very difficult opponent in the final.
Both the U.S. and Mexico would compete in the next championship successfully for both, much more so for the U.S. in '95. But that would be the last Copa America for the U.S. until this upcoming one. Mexico has been in every single one since '93. Another foul. Redondo down in a heap. Nacho Ambriz having a few words.
To be expected. Mexico, they had to have the ball back.
And again, more time off the clock. Batistuta, if he could pull out a tape measure, would probably want the referee to use it. Chips it forward. Acosta makes the slashing run.
Well, just a final word on Acosta, Phil. The year following this, for his club, Universidad Católica, he led South America in terms of goals scored. He scored 33. And he also helped Sporting Lisbon to their first title in Portugal in 99-2000. That would be their first title in 18 years. So it wasn't just Batistuta, although he deserves the credit in this match, obviously.
Into the 88th minute in just a few seconds. Slammed forward. Garcia can't hold. Argentina dropping back and a chance in the midfield. Ramon Ramirez finally gets a call. Lifted up and off target. Good chance here for Mexico. Goycochea again. No need for penalties at this point unless Mexico can put something in the net in the next 90 seconds.
And you saw Campos right in there on that corner. Take another look. And of course you see him streaking back as soon as Goycochea secured the ball.
Ball bounces long. Suarez over quickly. Which way will it go? Another foul against Mexico as Hugo Sanchez ruled to have gone over the back. Final 30 seconds. Take a look. The photographers are ready. The trophy down at midfield. And Mexico running out of time. And again, Argentina time wasting like experts. Basualdo. A little hit from behind. A message that all is not well in Luis Flores' world. A free kick, and while they might have gotten a little bit of enjoyment out of it, that's going to eat up a lot, if not all, of the remaining time. Rodriguez had his legs taken out from under him. So for what started out as a very questionable run for Argentina, as they were somewhat fortunate to advance in the group they were in, it ends with Argentina atop the heap. Mexico just a little bit of time added on, trying to turn this around. Ball lifted up. Suarez trying to do something to get it back upfield. Campos making it interesting again. Long ball forward, just 90 seconds into extra time. The final ticks for Sanchez. And he just can't get it cleared away in the back line by Borelli. One final opportunity. Garcia Aspe. Sanchez deflected. Will there be enough time? Resende not looking at the watch yet. Ramirez saying just get it in the middle. They do. Headed into the middle. The whistle blows, but not to end the game. He wants the ball, and that will be it. It is over. Argentina has knocked off Mexico for the Copa America crown in 1993. 2 goals from Batistuta gets it done. The trophy going back to the River Plate. And it's Batistuta who gets it done. Back to show the celebrations when we continue. Celebrating at midfield. Argentina 2, Mexico 1. Passing out the ribbons, the trophy to be handed out. Goycochea so huge yet again, mirroring his 1990 success with 2 penalty kick shootout victories to advance to this point. And then Gabriel Batistuta took over.
Well, Batistuta again, the leading goal scorer in 91. Scored 3 in this tournament in 93, but talk about the timing again. The 2 goals in the championship match. Phil, it was great to look back to 1993. 2 terrific teams putting on a tremendous performance. Argentina comes out on top.
And Oscar Ruggeri, the captain, hoisting the trophy above his head in celebration here at the Monumental. Argentina, champions of the Copa America for the 14th time. More than any, claim the tie in 95, and it's all up for grabs in 2007, and we've got it here on Gold TV starting next week. For Lindsey Dean, I'm Phil Shane. Thanks for joining us. Argentina, the champions in 93.